Jesus can be humble, who am I to not humble myself? Hello and welcome to my channel. It's yours truly, Shanealjasmine. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, hey. In today's video, I like to share with you guys some steps that I took to heal from stored childhood trauma. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, grab your water, whatever it is that you like to sip on, and let's get into it. So the first thing I did was notice and make note of my triggers. Now, I didn't have too many. One thing I can think of off the top of my head was if somebody didn't respond to me as quickly as I wanted them to, my mind told me they're ignoring you. Like, that's what I thought in my mind, and that would send me into a rage. That would trigger me. You not responding to me would trigger me. So I started to take note of my triggers. I feel like that was the first step for me, because when something is triggering you, there is a root. That is a result of an underlying issue. And as a result, when certain things happen, you get triggered. So I had to really sit and pay attention to the patterns and pay attention to, okay, exactly what happened that made you that upset. Like, what was it that transpired that sent you into a rage? So, like I said, for me, it was feeling like I was being ignored. Whole time, the person probably wasn't ignoring me. They probably was just busy or whatever the case may be. But because I had this trauma, if you didn't respond in a timely manner, in my mind, you're ignoring me. Number two, I had to hold myself accountable. I had to say, Chanel, this is not normal. It's not normal for you to be easily triggered just because somebody took 10 minutes to respond to a text message. That's not normal. Because think about it. You can't change something if you don't realize it's a problem. A lot of people walk around, well, that's just how I am. That's just how I am. And guess what? That's how you gonna stay. Because the first step to changing something is to realizing and acknowledging that it needs to be changed. You can't change something if you don't realize it's a problem. So I had to hold myself accountable. I had to say, you know what? You get irritated easily. You get irritated quickly. I had to humble myself. Like, I used to say this thing where I don't like people. And it was like, girl, who do you think you... Like, I had to humble myself. There was actually a season in my life where God kept saying that to me. Humble, humble, humble. And God is so amazing, because that same week when he kept speaking to me, I ended up watching Passion of Christ. If you don't know what that is, it's basically a movie of Jesus' crucifixion. So I watched this movie, and mind you, I've seen this movie quite a few times, but this time just hit different. The scene when they was like screaming in his face, like, what do you have to say for yourself? And and they was spitting on him. The part that stuck out to me the most was how he never said anything. He never said a word. He never said a word. And I told you that part stuck out to me because it showed his humility. And remember I said, all that week, God kept putting that in my head. Humble, humble, humble. I wasn't humble. Like, who am I to walk around and talk about, oh, I don't like people? This is what I'm saying to myself. Who are you? Who are you to say that? You know what I mean? So that was like the beginning of that process of me working on being more humble, because I'm like, if Jesus can be humble, who am I to not humble myself? Like, let's just be for real. But again, I had to hold myself accountable. I had to say, girl, you think you bigger than the program. Like, bring it down. I had to hold myself accountable. I had to call myself out on my nonsense. Because you can't change something if you don't acknowledge that it's a problem. The third thing I did was therapy. I was in therapy for 4 years. I loved therapy. I did. I felt like it was good, and it was very, very refreshing to talk to someone that didn't know me and didn't know my family or whoever created the trauma. They don't know either parties. You know what I mean? So their opinion is not biased. And it was just very, very refreshing to talk to someone that obviously went to school for that. because a lot of the things she said to me made sense. And it was very, very helpful. You know, I felt like one of the reasons I stopped venting to people was because, okay, sidebar, I was responsible at a very young age, right? Like, you know how most kids act like kids? I was very, very responsible. I'm very mature. Like, I've had people tell me all the time, you're very, very mature for your age. So part of being so mature was being around people that wasn't as mature. For example, you know how you vent to someone and you kind of want feedback that makes sense, or feedback that you didn't think of yourself or something like that. The feedback that I was getting was something I already thought of. So that was one of the reasons I stopped venting to people, because I was just like, you're not telling me anything that I didn't already think of myself. Versus when I was in therapy, she would say something and I would be like it would shift my entire perspective. It'd be like, I didn't think of that. Like, that is what I needed. You know what I mean? And I definitely feel like therapy was it was well needed. Like I said, I was in therapy for 4 years, and basically most insurance cover therapy. So what I did was I Googled therapists that was near me that covers such and such insurance, and then it gave me a whole list of different therapists. And for me, I wanted my therapist to be African American. And let me tell you something, my therapist, she was my girl. She was my girl. Like, it went from feeling like a professional encounter to a friendship encounter. I was in therapy for 4 years. I had my last session this year. Not only was it because I moved to Texas, because I had to be a Philadelphia resident to keep that therapist, but I also felt like I was done with therapy. When I first started, I went from feeling like one session wasn't enough. I would have multiple sessions during the week. It went from that to this year, I would cancel my sessions because I didn't have anything to talk about. Like, we did all the work. But yes, I was in therapy for 4 years. So I highly, highly, highly recommend therapy. Number 4, I actually did what my therapist told me to do. So I didn't go to therapy just to have somebody to talk to. I wanted to heal. I wanted to change my ways and, get to the root of my issues. So she would give me homework. Like, she would say, okay, I want you to do this, that over the week, and then we'll talk about it our next session. And I actually did it. For me, it wasn't just somebody to talk to. I actually did the work because I actually wanted to heal. Because let's just be honest, like, yes, she can give me advice and she can tell me where my triggers are coming from and all that stuff, but I had to do the work. I had to get to the root of my issues. I had to sit and think to myself, you get triggered when you feel ignored. Why? Where did that come from? At what point in my life did I feel ignored? Why is this triggering me now? I had to sit and do the work. She can only give me advice. She can give me her opinion, but I had to do the work. I had to actively do the work. So I didn't just go to therapy just to have somebody to talk to. I went to therapy to work out my issues. Number 5, I said the trauma out loud. And I said it to the person if I could. If I had access to that person, I told them. But I said the trauma out loud. I feel like when you say it out loud, it makes it real. For example, like, let's just say you have something super, super, super traumatic happen to you. Most people, they can't talk about it. You ever see a movie where somebody have something happen and then years later they be like, I never said that out loud. It's just something about when you speak it. It's like, it makes it real. And for me, I had to say it out loud. I had to say, okay, this happened to me and it made me feel X, Y, and Z. And I had the opportunity to tell the person that caused my trauma. So I want to be very transparent. Like, that's what my channel is about. I don't mind, because I feel like my testimony is going to help someone else. So one of my triggers was my dad. Remind you, I grew up with both parents in the household. They weren't married, but they both were in the household. But I felt like he didn't want me. I was never daddy's little girl. Mind you, he was in the house. He wasn't absent. He was there. I was never daddy's little girl. And the reason I felt like he didn't want me was because when my brother was born, my brother was his whole world. So it was given, you ain't want a girl. You wanted a boy. You got your boy. Now you happy. You know what I'm saying? So one day he asked me to take him somewhere, right? So I used that opportunity to get what I had to say off of my chest. And I looked at him and I told him like how he made me feel. You know, I didn't feel loved by you. I felt bullied by you. Like, for example, I was always on the thick side, right? Like, so even as a kid, I was a chubby kid. And I remember he used to say stuff like, if I was eating, like he'll be like, oh, you don't need to eat nothing else. You don't need no more food. So I told him, I felt like you bullied me. I felt like you didn't show me any love. I don't feel loved by you. You know, just pouring out my heart, telling this man how he made me feel. Y'all, he looked at me and said, get over it. Yeah, please don't feel sorry for me. Like, you see, like I can laugh about it now because I've healed. And the thing is, when he said that to me, I didn't burst into tears. I was like, say no more. Because see, here's the thing. Back then, I took a person's words over their actions. Like, I now know, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not enough just to say you love somebody. You have to show them that you love them. But back then, you could treat me like crap. But if you told me you loved me, I believed it. Now, I don't think my dad ever, I don't recall him ever saying he loved me. I don't recall him ever saying that. But I kind of just assumed, because like, you're my dad. So when he said that to me, it was just like something went off inside. And it was like, so you don't care about me. That's why you treat me that way, because you don't care. But for me, I needed to hear that. Like, again, it wasn't like a moment where I just burst into tears. Like, it was like a moment like, oh, so you really don't care about me. It was like one of those moments. So when he said, get over it, that's exactly what I did. That's exactly what I did. But again, for me, it helped me by going to the root. I had access. So I was able to go to him about it. You know what I mean? But it's like, it's easy to talk to everybody else about something that someone does, but it hits different when you go to the source. When you say, you know what, you made me feel like X, Y, and Z. And I didn't feel ashamed. I didn't feel ashamed at all. I didn't think to myself like, well, I shouldn't have said nothing. And I didn't think that, because I needed to get that off my chest. So regardless if he was receptive, mind you, he didn't apologize. He didn't say, oh, I'm sorry, I never meant to make you feel like that. It was none of that. There was no accountability. But it wasn't for him. It was for me. Like, I needed to get that off of my chest. So I went to the person that caused me these traumas, that caused me these feelings and these different emotions. So again, for a second, I didn't think, well, I shouldn't have said nothing. Because the thing is, I didn't really go into it like looking for an apology. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if you go into it expecting something, and then if you don't get it, well, I shouldn't have said enough. I should have kept it to myself. I didn't go in it looking for sympathy from him. I didn't go into it wanting him to, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't expect that. Honestly, I really didn't expect anything. I just said, you know what? I'm finna tell you how I feel. That was it. So regardless of how he took it, that's on him. That is on him. I don't regret it. I don't regret it. And I never once felt like I should have kept that to myself. Because I'm telling you, when I said it, it was like, it was weight lifted off of me. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because it was like, I finally got it off my chest to the person that caused it. You feel me? Like, when I was talking about it to like my mom or like other people, it didn't really do much. Like, I would talk about it to my mom or something, and I would still feel this heaviness from the situation. But as soon as I said it to him, it was just a weight that just came off of me. So it was very, very beneficial to go to the person that caused this trauma for me. And in my case, that was him. Number 6, I had to get to the root of the trigger. Okay. Now this took work. this took work because, you know, I feel like the older you get, the less of your childhood that you remember. So I really had to like sit and dissect. And I realized what my root was. I'll give you guys one situation. I told you, I don't care. I'll be transparent. Like, y'all can get all the tea. I don't care. One, I'm not in that place anymore. You know what I mean? And two, I feel like God took me through that so that I can have a testimony. So I remember I was in a relationship, right? And basically, if I texted him and let's just say 30 minutes go by, right? No response. If I went on Twitter, it was called, well, it's X. It's called X now. It used to be called Twitter. So if I went on Twitter, right? Let's just say I sent the text at 3 p.m. I sent the text at 3 p.m. It's now 3:30, no response. I go on Twitter. He tweets at 3:26, 4 minutes ago. I would be like, okay, so you just tweeted 4 minutes ago, but I just sent you a text 30 minutes ago. You never responded to my text, but then you proceeded to go on Twitter and tweet. Are you ignoring me? That's how I took it. Like, you're ignoring me. So I told you, it triggered me. So now I'm cursing his mom. Now I'm cursing you out. He like, I didn't see it, like, whatever. So the trigger was feeling like I was ignored. So I had to get to the root. I had to, okay, where is this sprouting from? At what point in my life did I feel ignored? And it went back to my childhood. In my household, I felt like I wasn't seen. I felt like I wasn't seen, even though, like I said, both parents was in the house. I felt like I wasn't seen. You know how like a kid cries and they run to their parents and stuff like that? I didn't have that. Like, I feel like I grew up on survival and not love. So if something was wrong, I had to go in my room and put the blankets over my head and cry about it or something. Like, I wasn't able to run to my parents and, oh, mom or dad. I didn't have that. And like I said, I felt like there was a point in time where I felt bullied by my dad. So I didn't feel seen. Like, I didn't really get the attention that I craved. You know, I wanted to be daddy's little girl. Mind you, I was young at the time, so I would play with other kids on the block. Every kid I played with was daddy's little girl. And those used to trigger me as well because it was just a reminder of what I didn't have. You know what I mean? So I was like, that's where that comes from. Because let's just be honest. Just because they didn't respond to a text in a timely manner doesn't mean they ignored me. But that's how I took it. Because I had a stored trauma from my childhood of being ignored. So again, if someone didn't respond instantly, or if I felt like I didn't get a proper invitation somewhere, like, you know how some people be like, I'm having such and such, you can come if you want. It's given like I wasn't your first choice, so no, I'm not coming. You know what I mean? And I don't feel like I lost anybody I was supposed to have in my life due to my traumas, just because for a long time I wasn't loving myself. So I was surrounded by people that didn't love me either. So there's no one that I no longer talk to where it's like, I miss them. I wish I could reach out to them and talk. There's not one person I feel that way about. But that was the root of this trigger. As a child in my household, I felt ignored. I felt like I wasn't seen. So as an adult, right? Because remind you, what you don't heal, it doesn't disappear just because you keep burying it. I felt ignored as a child. I felt like I wasn't seen. So as an adult, if I felt like I'm not being seen, it triggered me. And it was something so small as not getting a text back. Whole time that person probably at work, they probably just don't feel like talking. They probably really didn't see it. Whatever the case may be. It didn't mean they were ignoring me though. That was a trauma response. I had to get to the root. That really helped because it allowed me to see maybe they're not ignoring you. Like for me now, some days I just don't feel like responding. I just don't, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean something's going on. It doesn't mean I'm ignoring you. It just means give me a minute. Give me a minute. You know what I mean? But I can see that now because I healed from it. But then it was, oh, you ignore me. Don't ignore me because I won't talk to you ever. There were people where I stopped talking to. I will block you and never talk to you again. Or I used to. I used to do that. Number 7, I had to forgive. This, by far for me, was the hardest part. It was. Because my hurt feelings kind of sprouted into anger. So I really had to like ask God, like, Lord, help me to forgive them. Like, I'm pissed. I'm angry because I wanted to be daddy's little girl. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted to be daddy's little princess, and I never was. So, you know, I watched him show up for my brother. You know, when my brother calls my dad, whatever he asking for, my dad gonna make it happen. When I called him, oh, I ain't got it. Oh, maybe next week. And mind you, like, my dad is one of the most well-respected OGs of South Philly. So he got a lot of friends. I watched him take his friends' children shopping. There was literally one day I was with my mom and he called, like, can you take me to South Street real quick? We picked up him and his friend's son. My mom, oh, what y'all about to do? Oh, we about to go to the sneaker store. Then we about to go get some cheesesteaks. Everybody that I was cool with had a relationship with their dad. They was daddy's little girl. They was daddy's princess. And it was a constant reminder of what I didn't have. So there was a point in time, like, I would catch attitudes out of the blue. My friend at the time, what's wrong? Nothing. There was a period of time where I was young, so I couldn't leave the block. So I was playing with people on the block. And if I was in my friend's house and her dad just hugged and embraced her and wrapped his arms around her, I left. I would left and my friend would run out after me, what's wrong? And I would just be like, nothing. Whoo, not you get emotional. So forgiving was the hardest part for me because, okay. Okay, forgiving was the hardest part for me because I thought to myself, what is wrong with me? I need to get some tissue. Hold on. Got the tissue. I used to look at myself like, what is wrong with me? Is it because I'm fat? Like, what is it? Why is it that this man can show up for this person, this person, this person, this person, and not your own daughter? I was looking at myself, trying to figure out what is wrong with me based on his actions because he lacked. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it would have been easier if he just didn't show up for anybody, because obviously it would be as if that's just not in your character. But you did for everybody. Like, my brother is daddy's little boy. The girl gravitates towards the dad and the boys gravitate towards the mom. It had me looking at myself like something was wrong with me. It had me thinking like, am I not worthy of love? Am I not special enough? Am I not skinny enough? What is it about me that makes you treat me this way? I had to forgive, and it wasn't easy. It was not easy, but with God, all things are possible. You know, I just had to keep praying, asking God, Lord, like, soften my heart, because my heart was hardened because of this. So, you know, I had to ask God, like, I need your help. I don't want to keep holding this anger. I don't want to keep holding this hurt. Like, I just want to let it go. I want to be free. So I had to forgive. I had to just let it go. One thing that came out of it was, I'm a generational curse breaker in my family. So I had to understand that I'm the first person in this family to break these chains. So he couldn't do anything for me even if he wanted to. See, I was called and I was chosen. So, like, I had to learn that was a part of the process. Rejection is part of the process. It wasn't that something was wrong with me. If anything, everything was right. I told you guys, I was born with the gift of discernment. I was born with the Holy Spirit. And demons recognize those spirits before humans do. Before I even knew the power that I hold, the demons and other people would get bothered by my existence. Think about that. If my family members can show up for everybody except me, that says everything. Because if they wasn't showing up for anybody, then obviously they're just not built for that. They specifically did not show up for just me, but they showed up for everybody else. I was making demons uncomfortable before I even understood what was going on. I didn't even know what was happening. I didn't even know at that time that I held the Holy Spirit. I didn't even know. I didn't know what was happening. I kind of felt like I'm getting off track, but I had to heal. I had to heal, and I had to let God work through me, because that had to be the hardest part for me. Like, I had to let it go, like truly let it go. Like, don't just say, I'm over it. Let it go, which is actually number 8. I had to let it go. Let it go. Like, I don't talk about it, not in a place of I can't talk about it, but I let it go. I don't shed light to it anymore. This is probably the first time in a long time that I'm even bringing this up, and that's obviously because of the video. But I don't talk about it because I let it go. See, if you keep talking about something, you didn't let it go. Think about it. You're shedding light to this thing that you claim you don't care about. If you truly didn't care about it, you wouldn't even be talking about it. My pastor said, you forgave someone when you no longer want revenge. He said, you forgave someone when you can talk to them as if nothing ever happened. Now, I don't talk to my dad because he doesn't make an effort to reach out to me. So I'm not making an effort. But it's not on I don't like him, he better not ever talk to me ever. It's not like that. It's just, I'm an adult. You feel me? I'm an adult. So if the relationship is not balanced, I don't want anything to do with it. So for example, there was a point in time where I would call my dad, I would check on him, okay, well, hey, how you doing? I ain't talked to you in a minute. There was a point in time I did that, but the older I get, I'm like, we only talk when I call. If I don't call, we don't talk. And that's literally what happened. I said, okay, I'm going to stop calling. Let's see what happens. We don't talk. So that's why I don't talk to him. But it's not out of spite. It's not, he better not talk to me ever again. It's not none of that. You know what I mean? Because I've healed. And I now understand that you couldn't really help me anyway. I'm the chosen one. I'm the one that God chose. Many are called, few are chosen. Do you understand me? I'm the generational curse breaker in my family. So y'all couldn't do for me even if you tried. Y'all couldn't be there for me even if you tried, because only someone that can relate to my calling can help me. I had to stop expecting support and love from people that's a part of the curse that I'm called to break. But see, I can see that now. Like, I see the bigger picture now. When I was in that trauma, in that unforgiveness, I couldn't see that. I couldn't see that they couldn't help me anyway. I mentioned to you guys, I grew up in the same church. My pastor was more of a father figure to me because he schooled me. You feel me? He was a pastor, so when he talked, he was talking to my spirit. My dad wasn't going to church. Now that I think about it, I don't even know if my dad believed in God. I don't know. But he couldn't do nothing for me anyway. That's like you starting something that doesn't exist and you expect people to support. How are they going to support something that doesn't exist? You're the first person to do something, which means 9 times out of 10, they're not going to support you because they don't relate. They don't get it. I feel the spirit leading me to say this. Just because you don't have people clapping for you and just because you don't have support doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. They just don't relate to what you're doing. Sometimes your calling is something that people don't understand because it doesn't exist. It exists now because you exist. Curses ran in my family until it met me. Hey, thank you, Holy Spirit. Until it met me. Come on now. Just the other day, I was laid out on the floor. interceding for my children, my husband. Mind you, they ain't even here yet. I know they're coming though, because if I'm the generational curse breaker, that means a generation has to come after me. But I was laid out on the floor interceding on their behalf. Do you understand me? I don't think nobody in my family ever did nothing like that. If you are chosen by God, right? Only other people that's chosen by God can truly guide you, can truly support you, can truly give you a word that will be beneficial for you. If you are chosen, you cannot receive wisdom from someone that's of the world. It doesn't do anything for you. For example, if you're a child of God, you're under the kingdom of God. If you're under the kingdom of God, you can't seek wisdom from someone under the kingdom of darkness. It doesn't work like that. Now, I'm not saying my family was under the kingdom of darkness, because they definitely believe in God. However, they weren't picking up their cross daily. I hope this helps someone. Being free is so freeing. Like, you don't understand how bound trauma keeps you. You know what I mean? Because you could be pushing away someone that really loves you and really want what's best for you. But because you have all this unresolved trauma, you're viewing their correction as them trying to control you. You know what I mean? Like, you're viewing their dominance as being verbally abusive. There was a point in time in my life where I didn't like being told what to do. Like, I used to gravitate towards men that I could control. You know what I mean? But now it's like, I want to be led. You feel me? Like, I don't want to have to think when I'm around my husband. I don't want to have to think. Okay? I want him to do everything. Like, it went from me wanting to be in control to me being irritated when a guy be like, oh, well, what you want to do? Nothing with you. You can't even plan something. That unhealed trauma will hold you back. We all went through something at some point in our lives, and you know, we might not have healed from it. So I really do hope that I encourage someone to start their healing journey and just be free. You know, don't let what someone did stop you from reaching your fullest potential. You know what I mean? Because that person is living their life, probably not even thinking about you. You got to understand, a person can hurt you and then sleep real good that night. That's just the truth. Sometimes we feel like someone do us dirty. They supposed to be so distraught about it. But a person can hurt you and move on. So how is that fair to you that you're still holding on to something and you're being bound by this thing when the person that caused it is living their best life? You know how they say forgiveness is not for the other person, it's for you? That is a fact. It is for you to be free. You're giving this person too much power by not forgiving them. It's power in unforgiveness. You get triggered every time you see that man's car. I did a story time. One of my exes, he was a cop, and it turns out he was married. When I was in my healing season, when I was starting the process, every cop car I seen pissed me off. I mean, every cop car. I was like, you don't realize how significant unforgiveness is until you forgive. And you be like, you know what? Now you can look at them, hey, and keep it moving. Forgiveness does not mean reconcile. It does not mean you got to let this person back in your life. It does not mean you have to start talking to them again. It just means you forgave them. You forgave them for the hurt that they caused you. You forgave them for the trauma that they caused. You forgave. As children of God, we have to forgive. How can we expect God to forgive our sins and we don't forgive other people? You have to forgive and just let it go. Don't seek revenge. Don't pray on revenge. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. Let God handle it. And you got to understand, just because somebody hurt you doesn't mean God going to get them back for you. God could bless the person, the very person that hurt you. You got to understand, we're all children of God. A person could hurt you and still be a child of God. So God not going to shoot fire down at them just because they hurt your feelings. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. We be like, karma gonna get them. Or not. Or not. Sometimes karma don't get up. But see, once you forgive, you don't even care. Like, once you forgive, you be like, you know what? I wish him the best. You know what I mean? Because if you take that hurt and use it the right way, it will produce something in you. It will produce something in you. I promise you, every time I was hurt, baby, I came out better. That hurt didn't keep me down. That hurt, it set off something inside of me. When I found out that man was married, it was like something went, because it allowed me to see you were insecure. Like, during that time, this is what I was saying to myself. Chanel, you are insecure. Because you let that man get away with stuff that you was noticing, but because you were insecure, you was allowing it. One thing about that situation, it showed me so much about myself. So I wasn't caught up on, why would he do that to me? I wasn't caught up on that. Y'all, I kid you not, 2 months. It took me 2 months to get over that. It took me 2 months to stop feeling that hurt. In 2 months. You got people that be stuck in hurt for years. Baby, let it go. Because like I said, it showed me, you know what? You are insecure. You need to start working on yourself. I started working on myself. I started loving myself. I started my weight loss journey. We are now currently down 2 clothes sizes. Did you hear what I said? 2 clothes sizes. You ever notice a woman gets her heartbreak and all of a sudden she glows up? Sometimes you need that hurt to ignite that fire that was always in you. You got to understand, certain lessons are only learned through pain. But you can't stay in the pain. You gotta look at what you were supposed to learn. You gotta look at, what did this situation show you? Let that hurt go so you can glow and be free and just not have that weight. You don't want to be 40 still mad about what happened to you at 8. At some point, you gotta let it go. At some point, you gotta let it go, and don't do it for them, do it for you. Again, you over here still mad about something that happened 10 years ago. Whole time that person not even thinking about it. They probably don't even remember. How is that fair to you to hold on to that? Let that hurt go, sis. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope that I encourage someone to start their healing journey so that we can glow and grow in Christ and just be happy. You know what I mean? Just be happy. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe, and hit the bell button so that you're notified every time that I post, which y'all should know by now. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Until next time, love you all. Mwah. I was getting feedback off of, if I didn't get a response, so let's just say, okay, I sent the text at 2:30 p.m. Tweet was wrote at, let me see, wait. What else happened? Y'all, it's irritating my neck. Like, as a result, I used to, but I would, to break these, excuse me, how can I say this so that it makes sense? I'm about to take this necklace off because it's irritating my neck. Yeah, because this video went a little longer than I anticipated. Thank you, Holy Spirit. He just be having his way. Okay. Number 1, notice and make note of your journal. So, for example, for me, but for my jewelry, I'm gonna drop a bag because fake jewelry irritates my skin. Cause just cause they big don't mean they big girls need love too. But you know how when it's cold outside, instead of turning the heat on, you just turn the stove on and leave it open? Now I gotta turn it off because it's making all this noise. Cause these things will randomly fall out. Okay. I look crooked. Looks crooked. Am I bugging?